Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back with another Star Wars figure review, taking a look at a 3 3/4 inch figure. It's been a little while since I've taken a look at a 3 3/4 Star Wars figure. I think the last one was the vintage collection Darth Vader. I kind of want to get back into doing the 3 3/4 inch reviews. They're kind of my roots. That's the videos I first started doing, and honestly first started watching when I was watching all this stuff from different collectors here on YouTube. So I want to kind of get back into doing it. Unfortunately, it's tough because they don't release a lot of new vintage collection figures, and when they do, they are really hard to find because I almost never find them in stores. They're barely in stock online. You got to pre-order stuff, and even then the pre-orders take forever. I've had the new Boba Fett on pre-order with Amazon Canada, and they're supposed to come out a month ago, and they still haven't shipped yet. So it's the line. I think, as many people know, if you've been collecting vintage collection, it's a pain in the ass, and it needs to improve. But enough rambling. I do have the new, well, quote unquote new Hondo Onaka. This came out last year. I have, I think, every other figure from this wave. I'm pretty sure I do. And yeah, this is from Galaxy's Edge, I think, which I'm not super familiar with. I know it's the theme park or whatever. And then Hondo, there's like a Hondo animatronic. So anyways, here's the card back. It's on the standard, like, it's normal Star Wars, like a New Hope card back, which is kind of interesting. It's got the Luke and Leia on there. You've got the Hondo Onaka, got the figure in the bubble. This came from Amazon. Surprisingly, is in decent shape. It does have a little crease in the corner. I'm opening anyways, it doesn't matter. But I've gotten some card backs in way worse shape than this, so I guess that's a good thing. I like the layout of the packaging. You got a nice image of, I believe this is the animatronic character that's at Galaxy's Edge. This is an image of that animatronic, I think. I could be wrong on that, but this is what the figure is based off of. And on the back, you got, your branding stuff, all that stuff. Other figures that have been released. I have all of these except for Luke and the Gonk Droid, or Luke and the Stormtrooper and the Gonk Droid. So if there's any other figures you want me to review, just let me know. I'd be happy to do them. But I have all these other figures. Yeah, but there's no other figures that have come out a while ago that I haven't gotten yet. I still don't have Beskar Mando. I still don't have the armor and all that stuff. So there's stuff I got to catch up on, hopefully, and pick up at some point. But I'm going to get this guy out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look at the figure. Alright, so now I have Hondo out of the packaging, and it's a cool figure, definitely a solid figure. I wouldn't say it's anything too spectacular or special. It doesn't do anything like out of the ordinary or anything over, above, and beyond. It's just a solid addition to the vintage collection 3 3/4 inch line. And it's cool to get a sort of, I guess, realistic Hondo. This is actually my first Hondo figure. I don't have the old Clone Wars one, and I don't have the 6-inch one that came out relatively recently. So at some point last year, which I'd like to get that, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. But yeah, this is cool. It's cool to have a Hondo. I'm just taking a closer look. He's got some pretty good, paint apps and sculpt going on. The head looks really good. He's got a bit of a grin going. You have the goggles. I will say that on the packaging, his goggles are supposed to have a green lens, and they didn't do that on this figure, which is interesting, but not a big deal. He's got like the tusks or whatever on his lower jaw there, and he's wearing this like helmet, which is kind of bland looking, honestly. I think it would have been nice if they had some paint apps on it, but it looks fairly accurate, so not too bad. And he just had the dreadlocked hair with like some different beads and ties in it, which is pretty cool, and it doesn't really get into the way of the neck articulation, which is great. He's wearing this like duster coat, which is made of a nice it's a fairly nice pliable material, so it doesn't get too in the way of articulation. And on the side where the holster is, it is actually swept aside, which is pretty cool. And he's got his belt with gold belt buckle. You've got the tunic there, which has some nice painted like weather detail, which is cool. He's got some nice sculpted detail for the gauntlets and for the jacket. And everything's pretty clean as well. That misses the mark in some areas, but it's a 3 3/4 inch mass retail figure, so you're going to get some inconsistencies. But yeah, it's pretty clean. He's got the boots on the bottom, and then the pants are pretty simple. So, it's a fairly simple design figure, for sure, but still pretty cool. In terms of articulation, he's got that dumbbell joint they've been doing with all the new figures for the neck, which is good. You get a lot of range of motion, up, down, some pivot, rotation. Ball hinges and the shoulders move up quite a bit, and they rotate. You have a single hinge at the elbow, which moves pretty much, actually slightly shy of 90, but it's pretty much 90, and it rotates, obviously. And then you have rotation. This wrist, both wrists go up and down, which is actually really good. And this hand has a trigger finger on the right. Do have a torso joint, which it doesn't get a ton of movement because of the jacket, but you can rotate it, and a little bit of up, not really. Well, let's see. Okay, you can actually crunch it more than I thought, so that's kind of cool, and you can pivot it. Do have the hinges at the hips, which I like that this is becoming a standard for the 3¼ inch figures, but I wish they would find a new way to engineer these, because, you know, you can move it out quite well. The splits are good, but to get it to go forward, you have to rotate it and then push it back. Then you got to rotate this thigh cut. And now I am glad they also include the thigh cut, because they used to not do that. So you had to then finagle the knee hinge to get it correct. But I wish they'd do it a better way, like they do it on the G.I. Joes or the old Marvel universes, because they just are easier to move than these. But this isn't bad by any means. I will say my swivel cuts at the thighs and the hinges at the hips are a little on the loose side. They feel a little cheap, I will say, which kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. Hinges at the knee, which moves about 90. And you got hinges at the ankle, which move quite well, and you get ankle rocker. I'm super happy that ankle rockers are becoming standard on the 3¼ inch Star Wars stuff. We used to never get that on figures. It was super rare when we ever got that on these figures, so it's really cool. It's starting to become a standard. In terms of accessories, he's extremely light on accessories. It would have been cool if you could take his helmet off or his hat off, whatever you want to call it. You can't do that, unfortunately. He does come with a gun, though, and it's actually the same. It's just cast in black, so it's a little plain, and it's actually the same design gun as Director Krennic's, which I think is interesting. I don't know if this is reused from another figure. I actually do have the 5 POA Director Krennic, but I didn't check to see if they're the same sculpt. They probably are. But he holds it really well. You can finagle the trigger finger in. Holds the gun really good. You know. So you can get some pretty good shooting poses. You can gunsling around, which is very cool. And you can also slot it in the holster. I'm not actually sure which way this is supposed to go. It either goes this way for cross draw, but it doesn't make sense for the trigger finger, so I assume it goes this way. But then I don't even know if it fits right. So I don't actually know how you're supposed to holster the pistol. I just know that you can put it in there. It works pretty good. Holds it in there, doesn't fall out. So that's pretty much all I got to say about the figure. Honestly, I don't have too much else to say. It's a fairly basic figure. It's good for, it does its job well. It represents the character as he appears at Galaxy's Edge. I think according to the packaging, it looks fairly accurate. It's a fairly well executed figure. Is it the most exciting figure? No. It is good to get another Hondo Onaka. We don't get too many of these guys, and he is a really cool character that I'm happy to finally have a figure for. So yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to do any comparisons because I don't really have anything that would be worth comparing them with. These, standard 3¼ inch Star Wars figure size. So if you're familiar with the line, you know what you're getting there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want to see some more 3¼ inch Star Wars figure reviews. I have, and I'll have a bunch of the newer vintage collection stuff I just haven't bothered to review. I could do videos on. There is a video coming soon. I ordered a 3¼ inch Grail piece that I will be opening, which may not be the smartest thing to do, but I will be opening it and reviewing it on the channel, kind of for a 1K sub special kind of thing. As of this video, I have either hit 1K or I'm so close to around that 1K where it's pretty much 1K. So thank you guys all for that. Again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram, which is linked down below, where I post tour-related photos and posts pretty much every day. And I will see you all in the next one.